Hey guys, I'm back again with another comic haul finally. I had some comics that I was going to do a haul on, and then I kind of waited until I got another set, and finally picked up some back issues. Normally my back issue hauls used to be massive, but today it's just like an extra like 7 or 8 books. But let's go through my pull list and kind of take a look at what I have. Alright, first off, I got the adult coloring book variant of The Flash. Actually, let me just adjust the camera so you guys can see a little better. There we go. The adult coloring book variant of The Flash. Pretty cool looking book. You got Flash running through some sort of brick wall. I'm not sure what the normal cover looked like, but pretty cool looking book. Moving on, Flash 49 as well. I actually really like this cover. Flash in jail kind of seems like almost a Silver Age concept for a cover and a story, but it looks very cool to me. Flash 49. And then next up we're going on to Teen Titans, number 16, adult coloring book variant. Pretty cool book. This one is a little more of a group book or a coloring sketch, which is pretty cool as well. Something else to do. I don't know if I'll ever color these or get them colored, but still pretty cool to own. Kind of a sketch variant or something. Alright, let's go on to number 17. Number 17, Teen Titans. Kind of looks like a fight. I'm actually very behind on comics reading still. I've actually been trying to read several a day, just trying to catch up lately. So hopefully I can catch up pretty soon so I can tell you guys more about recent arcs and shit, but mostly they just kind of stacked up because I've been super busy lately with work and school and stuff, so happens. Daredevil number 3, Daredevil and Gambit working together. Super awesome. I love the covers on these. I love the new Daredevil suit. So Daredevil's always a cool book to read. Moving on, Daredevil number 4. Another cool looking book. We got Steve Rogers teaming up with him. I don't know if this is going to be a book where he kind of teams up with a new person every arc. That would be cool. I haven't even had time to read any of the Daredevil arc yet, which is pretty bad because it's been out for a while, but I am going to actually catch up on that right after I finish this haul. Next up, Star Wars number 16, Darth Vader. Or Star Wars Darth Vader number 16. Pretty cool Darth Vader cover. You got Darth Vader looking scary. So that was cool. Moving on. Darth Vader number 17, and I am up to date to this book, up to date as in up to these issues, but I'm trying to kind of catch up on everything else before I read my new stuff, but I'm up to 15 on it. Darth Vader number 17, pretty cool looking book. He's with a stormtrooper and such. Next up, Star Wars number 15. I assume this is just a continuation of that Obi-Wan arc they started, or maybe it's another side Obi-Wan story. Either way, very cool kind of seeing Obi-Wan between episode 3 and 4 and kind of seeing how he as a character evolved between 3 and 4, because there's a lot of story to be told there. Obviously, Obi-Wan's one of the key players in both sagas. I suppose lesser in the original trilogy, but his role is still incredibly important in that film. But kind of seeing how he links from the wise old man to the from the, I guess, more ambitious gun-ho Jedi. I mean, obviously you see that progression through the through the prequels, but it's going to be interesting to see that kind of final link that we didn't see in that trilogy, and now see kind of the canon version of what he was up to. Number 16, Princess Leia cover with stormtroopers, Rebel Jail. Should be an interesting arc to read once I get around to it. Looks cool to me. Next up, Robin number 8. Awesome, awesome Robin cover. You can see the shadow of the bat behind him, and he's kind of doing a cool pose, I suppose. Pretty awesome. Robin's a fantastic book, by the way. I really enjoy reading it. Next up, number 9. I also bought some bags and boards too, obviously. You can tell by watching this video, but Batman, or Robin Son of Batman, number 9. Batman and Robin cover. Pretty cool looking. Next off, we got Batman 48, another awesome cover by Capallo. I'm assuming that's still Batman comes back, and I don't remember which one Batman comes back in, but I guess Batman's coming back, so that should be cool. Or Bruce Wayne. I kind of hope, I honestly kind of hoped that we would almost see Bruce leave the Batcowl for quite a while this time, because number 49 as well, Neil Adams cover, which is awesome, but I kind of hoped we'd see him leave the cowl, because like the Dick Grayson taking over was a very cool couple years. I loved that, and honestly I think Dick Grayson should be Batman still, and kind of maybe see Bruce Wayne back as a different form of Batman, or something, but I honestly thought Dick Grayson earned the cowl, so putting him back in the Nightwing suit's kind of a step back on his arc. But obviously everyone loves Bruce Wayne. I'm not mad that Bruce Wayne came back. I'm just saying it would be neat to see Dick Grayson back in the cowl, because he kind of seems like he earned it more so than any of the other future Batmen, or I guess Robins or whatever, Robin Azrael type thing. Alright, next up, Batman and Robin 15, Eternal. Batman and Robin Eternal 15. Red Robin versus Azrael. Awesome. Awesome looking cover. Love this book so much. I think I read up to like 12 so far. But it's an awesome story. Basically, the Robins solve their own mystery against Mother. And it's kind of cool because every few books, most of it is about the mystery and it's very well written, but every few books they kind of toss in a guest star like Bane or Azrael, and they fight them, which is awesome. And then a lot of it's actually told through flashbacks, number 16, but a lot of them are actually told through flashbacks. As you can see here, you can see Dick Grayson and Batman early on in their career, and they're fighting Scarecrow, which is a big component to this book. Number 17. Very cool. The kind of classic Batman on the roof or Batman on the gargoyle. There's kind of a lot of these type of books, or a lot of these type of covers, but this is another cool one. Love this cover. Tony Daniel, number 18. Him versus some sort of white ninja thing. And I did pick these up a couple times. I was just kind of stacking them until I had enough books that it was worth doing a haul. So it's not like I just bought like 6 weeks of, or whatever, close to 8 weeks of books in 1 week. Batman and Robin Eternal, number 19. Looks like Jason Todd is doing some cool stuff, so that should be sweet to see. And I love Jason Todd, so it's kind of cool seeing him interact with the Bat family more, because especially, I mean, he's a more frequent guest star in the Bat family recently, but I like seeing him work with the other Robins. That's awesome. Batman Eternal 20. Looks like Dick Grayson is fighting some people. 21, Cassandra Cain and Batman cover. Another, Tony Daniel cover again. Beautiful looking book. And 22 is an awesome cover to me. We have all of the new 52 canon Robins. No Stephanie Brown, but she'll probably be in the book in some capacity. But it's cool seeing the main 4 Robins, because I mean Stephanie Brown kind of was only Robin temporarily. These were like the 4 Robins that actually stuck around for significant period of time, I suppose, within the history of Batman. So it'll be cool seeing them team up. I assume there'll be a cool-ass fight scene in this. Otherwise, that'll be reserved for the next issue. But Damian's back in town, and he's going to help fight Mother. Should be very cool to see. Oops, I'm just trying to get this so it won't slide all over the place on me. Alright, Amazing Spider-Man number 7. I'm liking this new Amazing Spider-Man arc. I kind of prefer Spider-Man in New York, but I think it's kind of being taken into a better direction than the previous volume, with the more everything's about Parker Industries. And I mean, this obviously is almost more so, but before it would kind of be like they didn't really go all the way with the Parker Industries in the previous volume. This one's kind of doing like a lot more involvement with Parker Industries and Peter Parker kind of taking over there, with Miles Morales kind of sticking around New York. So that's interesting to see. And next off, number 8. I love all these covers as well. They're really awesome covers. Kind of have the old school Spider-Man look to them, in a painted style. So I think that's really cool looking. So there's number 8. Alright, so next off, let's go into my back issues. Amazing Spider-Man 387. I picked this up for $1, maybe a little more or less. No, it was either $1 or 50 cents. I don't remember. I got it at Half Price Books. Number 387. Might have this one. I'm not sure. But it was cheap enough that I thought I'd take a chance. And even if I do, I don't have many from this time period that are this good of condition. This one's pretty much mint, and I've kind of been growing my Amazing Spider-Man collection as much as possible lately, for the last few years. So awesome looking cover. Vulture versus Peter Parker. Next off, another new 52 book I never had, Hawkman number 1. This was $1 from Half Price. I've just been picking up these number 1s as I see them, just because I've been trying to kind of collect through all the number 1s as I see them. I'm not like actively trying to collect all the number 1s, and I mean, now they're going to be pretty much irrelevant with Rebirth. But I thought the first issues of a lot of these new 52s were kind of cool, so just kind of pick them up as I see them for $1 or $2, and I'm sure they're going to go down significantly in price and be everywhere. Because I mean, a lot of those still sell for like retail price at a lot of like Half Price Books and stuff, and they sell really fast for no reason really. But next off, Superboy number 1, 1980, decent shape, kind of beat up, but you know, number 1. Kind of a revival of the Superboy book, and I said, why not? Cool cover with Crypto. Obviously, it's kind of doing that thing they did for a while with a lot of the Superman books and shit in the late 70s, early 80s, where they have like the not the box around it, but you know what I'm saying, like the kind of like the images off to the side. Or next up, for $1, Star Wars 89, another series that I'm not actively trying to collect every issue, but as I see them and if they look cool, I'll pick it up. 89, kind of a later one. These are always interesting reads because it's like a lot of stuff you wouldn't even really see in Extended Universe. Very comic book. Obviously it is a comic book, but they go for a lot more of a comic book feel for the Star Wars universe compared to like the Dark Horse ones, which were like I guess more of the standard Star Wars, and the new Marvel, which is just straight up Star Wars stuff. And a lot of this, I mean, it's a lot of ridiculous stuff, but obviously it's not canon, and it's just kind of interesting. A lot of Extended Universe went really weird and really bad, and I mean, these are weird, but they're like delightfully weird, not like a lot of those terrible ass novels. And I mean, there's good Star Wars novels out there, don't get me wrong. I was just saying there's a lot out there that are just trash. Alright, next up, Lois Lane. what is it? I can't even tell what number it is. 97. Cool cover, $3 at half price books. I'm gonna pick up anything that's Silver Age, or this is kind of bridging the gap because it's 15 cents, but just look at how nice that looks. Beautiful. The corners are good. There's a little bit of thing up there, and you can feel the fold. So this was definitely a subscription copy, but for a subscription copy especially, the book turned out very nicely. So for $3, that's a steal in my opinion. And yep, I really like the cover on this. And I think I've actually read this story before in this one Superman novel I have. Not novel, but it's like this, this like, it might be late 70s or early 80s, but it's like this hardcover, and it's like white. I'm going to pull that out after this quick, and I'll add another shot where I show it off, because I haven't looked at that thing in a long time. I probably read it like 5 years ago and then kind of tossed it off to the side, so we'll look at that in a brief minute. But Lois Lane, very cool. My last book was the most expensive one. I didn't overpay for it. Pretty much got it for retail price, I would say, based on what I was seeing on eBay. But Invaders #1, I paid $20 for it, which, yeah, it's a little bit, but it's in really good shape. The only real, again, I'll give you a close-up. The color on it is a little light, but I think that's just kind of how the book was. Like, this is the only thing that kind of gives me the indication. It might be slightly faded, but and like the blue on top, but I think that might just be kind of how it's printed in natural aging. You could see a little split there is the only real problem with it, but everything else is fine. There's a little fold there. I'm gonna unfold that. That shouldn't be a huge deal, but I mean, even the corners and stuff look good. It's not bent out of shape at all. Looks to be pretty well preserved. 1975 Invaders #1. Not the first appearance of the Invaders, but it's their first solo issue. So, very interesting book. And I mean, a lot of these #1s from the 70s, like, I always think it's cool when they're fighting, like, Nazis and stuff and kind of doing that throwback, but, I mean, who knows, in 5 years if they announce an Invaders movie, all of a sudden this would be impossible for me to get in the price range I would want to pay for it, so it's a good thing just to pick up something like this now, because this is definitely a project that I'll probably eventually get. Actually, no, it might be a little hard to do with Submariner and Human Torch probably belonging to Fox. I know Human Torch is with Fox, but so maybe not, but even so, it can only probably get more expensive over time, so you might as well pick it up while it's semi-affordable, and it's a cool looking book. So overall, that's my haul for this week. Obviously, it's been a while again, and I always apologize for it, and I'm not going to lie, it'll likely be a while before my next haul. Right now, that's just how things gotta go, but I'm trying to hit source up more. I've been working more, which is good and bad, because it's harder for me to make videos, but I have more money to buy comics for the videos, so hopefully, once, since everything's slowing down for me, I should be able to hopefully be able to make these every like 2 weeks instead of like once a month or once every 5 weeks or so, which, you know, because I like making the content. It's fun, but just kind of hard for me to do right now. But yep, that was my haul. I thought I actually got some decent books, especially in back issues. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day.